Hey guys, Jason Gorber from Twitch Film and CTV. Just wanted to welcome you back home, as it were. Tell me a little bit about the Colony.
Cool. Well, the Colony is a story about a sort of last known group of survivors who, of the next ice age, who are defending themselves against a colony of people who've run out of food and resources, and they've essentially turned to cannibalism. And on the surface, it operates like any great kind of popcorn flick should. There's great action and great style. But underneath the surface, there are some really cool themes that I think we've been able to play with. Obviously the climate change and the notion of global sustainability, and essentially how greed and consumption can really distort our human spirit. So it's sort of a cautionary tale. Two-part, be careful of who you become, and
don't get eaten by big tall bald guys.
Don't get eaten, no, and don't mess with Mother Nature or she'll kick your ass.
Fair enough. Last time we saw each other, we were underground in North Bay. If you could just talk a little bit about the insanity of shooting at NORAD.
Yeah, it was crazy. I don't even know how long we shot there. We shot there
4 days.
4 days.
Yeah.
Felt like 4 months. But yeah, it's. I think it really works. I mean, I can always tell in the film when we were down there. There's like a sort of bleakness, and there's a weight that that sort of carries its way through the whole film. I think that helps by being underground, and the walls feel very close, and it sort of sucks the excitement and energy out of the room. So, which I think for most of these people, that's what their lives have become. So. I think it was an invaluable tool for shooting the film, and I think because we went up there so early, it kind of set the tone for the way the rest of the film was going to go.
And then after you guys left North Bay, I didn't see you guys afterward. You went. I know you did shoot some outdoor stuff up there. Some studio sequences were shot in and around the city.
Yeah, a lot of location work as well. We spent a couple of weeks at the old coal plant, the Hearn generator plant, which is another fitting location for this movie. Just texture.
You guys got your shots after you did it.
Yeah. It took me a while to get the coal dust out of my lungs, though.
I had blowing your nose for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, but other exotic locations like the North Bay Waters and Sewage Treatment Plant. But everything it adds texture and authenticity to the movie and to the performances as well. You can't really escape where you are, and what that does, what that environment makes you feel like.
Yeah, the big scene I got to see was the meeting of Fishburne and Paxton. Well, I guess he's at the sink. Just if you could talk a little bit about working with these two icons of cinema.
Yeah, I mean, they were a huge reason I wanted to do this. But on top of everything else, I mean, I think they're obviously great in the film. They're great actors. They're both really nice guys, and we're gamers. I mean, there was not a lot of bitching on this movie, which it happens a lot. So, and I've stayed really close with both of them actually, and they were both really helpful to both of us in whatever way they could be, and so I can't say enough about them. I can't wait to see Fish tonight. So.
But fundamentally, the film really does hinge around you.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Not even unfortunately. I think you're a fantastic part of the film. Just wondering, in terms of taking that responsibility on in the film, was there a particular pressure, or was it just a matter of getting it through it, sort of A to B?
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you start feeling pressure, then you should probably just stop doing. If you feel pressure as an actor, you should probably find another line of work. It's sort of like whatever kind of movie you're doing, when 80 guys shut up and they go rolling and there's a camera in your face. If you start feeling pressure, you're fucked, So, no, I mean, listen, they both made me feel like they were happy to be there working with me, which was nice. And it immediately sort of made me feel like, okay, we're all here together to do the same thing. So, no, I mean, I feel more pressure to deliver a good film to the financiers so they make their money back or to Jeff to get the material he needs to cut together a good movie than I do to my fellow actors. I mean, I think all actors are working towards the same goal. If you're working for different goals, then and I find it's easier to work with people like this than people who are less experienced or less talented, because you don't have to worry about them. You know, I'm never having to work with fish and go like, oh, well, what's he gonna do here? It's like you kind of just do your own thing, and he's gonna give you what you need, and hopefully you give him back what he needs.
And if you put the shell of a helicopter in your backyard just to like sleep in.
Exactly, yeah.
In terms of directing this kind of project, obviously there's some things that are going to go exactly the way that they went in planning, and some things that you're going to have to sort of roll with the punches.
Sure.
Just wondering if you can talk about a couple of things that may not have worked the way that you wanted to originally, but you managed to find a different way of doing it for the final project.
I mean, they're creating a movie of this size and this scope and this budget. There are, you know, a million sacrifices, a million compromises. So, you know, I guess it's certainly working in the elements and the cold definitely slowed us down. And so I had to get smart with, you know, my shots and essentially, you know, be very economical there. And there was, you know, there are moments where, okay, we had this larger set piece at an abandoned hotel. Okay, that ended up turning into, okay, the shell of a crashed helicopter. So, you know, I think the helicopter is really cool and allowed us to be outside again, which is important to the movie. So I think anytime you have those kind of creative decisions to make, you know, they can, yes, they can change your original vision, but you can also find something new and fresh about it.
Just in terms of maintaining the tone from direction,
Mm-hmm.
it obviously is a balance between being overly scary and much more to do with the ideas movie. Just wondering how much that shifted from the shooting stage through the editing stage.
I never really set out to make a horror movie out of The Colony. I was always more interested in the tension and the atmosphere. So I mean, through editing, we kept very close. I mean, you know, my background is an editor, so I'm editing while I'm shooting. So there's nothing really, you know, on the floor that we did differently in the edit that is in the, you know, is in the script. We shot the movie and we cut the movie together the way it was meant to be, man.
And last question, fundamentally, what do you think your most lasting memory on this production will be?
I learned a lot. In a lot of aspects as an actor, and more so as a human being on this.
You think you're a better human being because of The Colony?
Yeah, I do.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much, guys.
Thanks.
Thank
Okay,
you.
appreciate it.
Cool, man.
Best of luck with the film.
Thank you.